Peruvan Sarnai Sielu Dinatama. Have a good day with the blessing of the Buddha. My dear children, today I am going to teach you a very beautiful lesson. Today's lesson is Queen Mahamaya's dream. I am going to read it and we all read it very carefully with the attentions. First, we will read it and later I will explain the lesson. Are you ready to read this lesson with me? Okay, let's start. Grade 4, Lesson 1. Then we will together read it first. Lesson 1. Queen Mahamaya's Dream. More than 2500 years ago, there was a king called Suddhodana. He married a beautiful Korean princess named Mahamaya. The couple ruled over the Sakyas, a warrior tribe living next to Korea tribe, north of India, in what is now known as Nepal. The capital of the Sakya country was laid out across the foothills of the Himalayas and called Kapilavastu. Queen Mahamaya was the daughter of King Anjana of the Kolyas. Such was her beauty that the name Maya, meaning vision, was given to her. But it was Maya's virtues and talents that were her most wonderful qualities, for she was endowed with the highest gifts of intelligence and pity. King Suddhodana was indeed worthy of his lovely wife. He himself was called King of the Law because he ruled according to the law. There was no other man among the Sakyas more honored and more honored and respected. The king was admired by his nobles and courtiers, as well as by the householders and merchants. Such was the noble family from which the Buddha was to arise. Go to the next page. One full moon night, sleeping in the palace, the queen had a vivid dream. She felt herself being carried away by four Devas spirits to Lake Anomatta in the Himalayas. After bathing her in the lake, the Devas clothed her in heavenly clothes, anointed her with perfumes, and bedecked her with uh, divine flowers. Soon after, white elephant, holding a white lotus flower in its trunk, appeared and went round her 3 times, entering her womb through her right side. Finally, elephant disappeared and the queen awoke, knowing she had been delivered an important message. As the elephant is a symbol of greatness in Nepal, the next day, early in the morning, the queen told the king about the dream. The king was puzzled and sent for some wise men to discover the meaning of the dream. The wise men said, "Your Majesty, you are very lucky. The Devas have chosen our queen as the mother of the purest one, and the child will become a very great being." The king and queen were very happy when they heard this. Let's go to next page. They were so pleased that they invited many of the noblemen in the country to the palace to a feast to tell them the good news. Even the needy were not forgotten. Food and clothes were given to the poor people in celebration. The whole kingdom waited eagerly for the birth of the new prince, and Queen Maya enjoyed a happy and healthy pregnancy, living a pure life for herself and her unborn child. It's okay. Okay, now my children, I am going to explain the very important words, things to you. 2500 years ago, that means the period of time Buddha was in India. We call it 2500 years ago. Buddha was there 2500 years ago. Suddhodana, the name of Prince Siddhartha's father. Name of Prince Siddhartha's father. You must keep remember this, okay? Sakyas and Kaulians. The famous and noble clans in ancient India. I think even today there are Sakyan and Koreans in India. Next one, warriors, the people who are competent to fight with enemies. We call them warriors. North of India, a part of India that is a province of India. Nepal, the province where the Korean lived. Now it is called Nepal. We call it Nepal in present. Himalayas, Himalaya is a famous and the tallest mountain on the earth situated in Nepal border, Nepal and Indian border. Kapilavastu, the capital city of Sakya kingdom. We call it Kapilavastu, ancient time. That was the capital city of the Sakyans. King Anjana, the King Anjana is the father of Queen Mahamaya. You know, Mahamaya is the mother of Prince Siddhartha. You must keep remember these names. King of the law, a lawful king who ruled the country well. In this lesson, you could see the king of the law called King Suddhodana. Yeah. Next page, a vivid dream. I think you can remember the dream of Mahamaya, the vivid dream, a beautiful and happy dream for Devas. For Devas means for guardian gods who ruled for four directions. In the future, I will explain you who are these four guardian gods. Next one, Anotatta, a very beautiful and strange lake on a Himalayan mountain with lotus flowers, a special flower that grows in the water. If you have been in Sri Lanka or tropical countries, you can see these water lilies, water flowers. We call it lotus flower. There are white lotus, red lotus. Next one, wise men, the people who are educated and intelligent, devas. Devas are a kind of beings living with much more pleasure than humans. They are living in the sky. Next page. The noblemen. Educate, that noblemen means educated, intelligent, and respectful people. Food and clothes were given to the poor people in celebrations. This is a tradition. When the rich people celebrate the ceremony by giving the food and clothes to the poor and homeless people. Yeah, okay. Uh, in today also, some people, not only rich people, some people when they celebrate uh, their important events, some people share some foods, clothes, and necessary items to the poor people. The whole kingdom waited eagerly for the birth of the new prince. That means all the people in the country were waiting for the birth of this lucky prince. We all the people were waiting for this uh, precious birth. Okay, there are some questions. Who was Suddhodana and where was he ruling? Second question, who was his queen and which kingdom did she come from? Third one, what was her dream? Fourth one, what did she do in the morning? Last one, what did the king do after the dream? Okay, my dear students, now I am going to explain this lesson. Be carefully, you must listen to me. In ancient India, we call it 2500 years ago, there was a kingdom called Kapilavastu. In lesson, you read it. The king Suddhodana was the king in the Kapilavastu. In that time, King Suddhodana was the father of the Prince Siddhartha. The Queen Mahamaya was the wife of King Suddhodana. She came from Devdaha. We call it now Nepal. She was in Kaulian clan. Her father was the king Anjana. He was the leader of Kaulians. The queen Mahamaya, who was the mother of Prince Siddhartha, was a very beautiful woman. How beautiful she was, there were no words to praise her. That is why she was called Mahamaya, that means vision. Some people said she was so beauty because she had done lots of virtuous and meritorious deeds. One day she was sleeping in the palace. At night, she saw a beautiful dream. The dream was that four gods lifted her and brought to the famous lake called Anotatta. It was on the top of the Himalaya mountain. So she was bathed in the lake and clothed her with heavenly clothes. She was anointed, perfumes, decorating her with beautiful divine flowers. While she was sleeping nearby the lake, a white baby elephant came her with the white lotus flowers in the trunk and went round her 3 times to the right side and entered her womb from her right side. This is the dream she saw in the night. In the very morning, she got up and told this beautiful dream to the king. The king asked the wise men about the meaning of this dream. The wise men announced the king that there uh, would be a new baby born, nobles one to all. As this beautiful incident, they all were very happy. The king uh, organized ceremony for this happiness. He invited various noble people in that society, and he organized to share some foods, clothes, and other need things to the poor people to celebrate this this ceremony. And my students, uh, there are some important things to explain you. 2,500 years ago, the people were suffering a lot due to the social divided problems. There were there were main four groups in that society. We call them Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There were four uh, societies in India. Brahmana, they taught to the people Brahmanis are the purest and noblest people in the society. They were born from the mouth of the Mahabrahma. Why Kshatriya? Next, second one is Kshatriya. Kshatriyas, they were born from the shoulders of the Mahabrahma. Uh, Third one is Vaishya. Vaishyas, they were born from the thigh of the Mahabrahma. Last one is Shudras. Shudras were born from the soul of the Mahabrahma. So, my children, I know you have some questions. Who are the Brahmanic? Who are the what is the meaning of Kshatriya and Shudra, Vaishya, and as well as the Mahabrahmas? I am going to explain you about those kind of people. You need to carefully listen to me. The Brahmani are the priests in that society. The Indian society respected them as priests. They are the messengers of Mahabrahma. They were taught. They were the messengers of Mahabrahma. And Vaishya meaning they were the Brahmanis. Brahmani are the priest in that society. The Indian society respected them as priest. They are the messengers of Mahabrahma. They were taught. They were the messengers of Mahabrahma. And Vaishya meaning they were the merchants. Merchant meaning businessmen in India. And Kshatriyas are the kings and princes, kings. Shudra means Shudras were the very lowest caste in India. They are like this servant. You know who is this Mahabrahma? Mahabrahma uh, is the is the one God who created this world, animal, people, and everything. This is the teaching of Brahmani. This is Hindus' teachings. They taught to the people. The Mahabrahma created everything. That is why all the people respected to them. Yes, my students. Other important thing is you must know there was a complex society in India, social divided, various religious problems, and religious teachings, economic problems, and political problems. There are so many problems. There were so many problems, issues in India in Buddha's time. So the most middle class and low caste people were suffering due to these problems. Uh, you know, uh, they hope someone will arise from this society to save them. That was their hope. And other important thing is, according to this lesson, you must understand, you must know. Before the Prince Siddhartha was born uh, in Indian society, uh, he was in heaven. There were six heaven according to the Buddhism. There were six heavens. Chatum Maharajika, Yamaya, Kusite, Nimmanratiya, Pandrimata, Vasavarti. Like this, there are six uh, heavens. From these six heavens, our Prince Siddhartha was born. Um, before he is born to the in India, he was born in heaven, Tusita, as Santusita uh, God. His name was Santusita God. While he was in heaven, he investigated five things. We call them Panchamaha Vilokana, right? Then you must remember for Panchamaha Vilokana. In Sinhala language, in the Pali language, we call it Panchamaha Vilokana. Five investigation things, facts. One by one, I will tell you. කාලය, දීපය, දේශය, කුලය, මව. කාලය, දීපය, දේශය, කුලය, මව. කාලය meaning time, period of time. That means Kalaya, he investigated proper time to be born in the human world. Proper time. What is the proper time he need to be born in India? He investigated when he was in heaven. And deeper meaning, he investigated where he is the where he investigated where is the important place to be born in India. That we call it, that is the middle of India, northern India, northern part of India. And other one is Kale Deepe, next one is Deshe. Deshe meaning where is the place he need to be born in India. That is the we call it Sakyan clan. Sakyan clan, Kapilavastu city. Before I explain about this. Next one is Kulaya. Kulaya meaning clan. What is the clan he need to be born? Already you know now what is the uh, Buddha's clan. It is Sakya clan. Sakya clan. And there I told you before I explain you, there was another important clan that is called Kolya. Sakya and Kolya. Sakya and Kolya. Buddha was in Sakya clan. Buddha's mother was in Kolya clan. Okay, now I think you can remember these names. Next, last one is Mava. Mava meaning mother. Who should be the mother of him to give him a birth? That is very important thing. That is why, you know, there were so many Jataki stories you can read about the Buddha's past lives. Last last life of Buddha is in heaven world. His name was Santusita God. Santusita God. I think you remember these names now. In my children, I think that is enough for today. Today lesson is grade 4, Queen Mahamaya's dream. So you got to know many informations from this lesson. So we will meet with another lesson. Thank you so much. May you be well, happy, and peaceful. Thank you so much.